Well, hello, Glue Troopers. Max and Max's Models here. Hope you're having a great day. I watched a documentary online from Ed's Auto Reviews. I watch his channel pretty regularly. And even though you guys know I'm not the biggest car guy around, it is a car channel. But he's really funny and he does great documentaries and stuff. And today he covered Checker cabs. Now, just a super quick background. Checker was both a coach maker and a taxi cab company, just two separate companies, Checker Taxi and Checker Taxi Cabs. But they did eventually fall under the same umbrella. But long story short, they made taxis from about 1929 on, and that was really pretty much, for the most part, all they made. Was they specialized. And eventually they froze their body style with the 59 version. And they did sell, if you wanted to buy a Checker, you could. They had one called the Marathon, which was just a detaxified sedan. And they pretty much didn't change the style on that one either. They made a few other specialty versions like the Aerobus, which I think is just basically a stretched one that was for what they used to call airport limousines. And they made a station wagon version, a sedan version, not very much in the way of variety because they stayed with one platform. And of course, the Checker cabs are so iconic, especially to New York, that a lot of movies and stuff begin with showing a Checker cab to show that, hey, we're in New York City or one of the major American East Coast cities. I believe the things were actually made in Kalamazoo. But that aside, I figured a car that common has to have a kit model made of it. So I thought I'd go out and look at one. I might make an interesting subject matter. It would definitely qualify for the ugly car build. And then again, it's not really that bad. It's just stuck in 1959. But I go snooping around on ScaleMates and I find a bunch of taxi cabs, but none of them are Checkers. Now, I did find a resin 1/72nd scale kit. Metal Earth had one, but that was it. Even the promo model I found from PMC turned out to be a Chevy, not a Checker. And I thought that is really odd because just about everything that's in any way iconic has had a kit model made of it, but not the Checker cab, at least not in 124 or 125 scale. There were a couple of little resin things I found here and there, but I was kind of shocked. I mean, think about it. They even make basically the ambulance slash hearse, i.e. Ghostbusters vehicle. But I mean, they make, this big utility car. And of course, that was largely because of Ghostbusters. And the Checker cab's about as iconic to New York and the American East Coast as the Jeep is to the Army, but they don't make one, and I was just a little surprised. If you guys know, now I did find plenty of die-cast ones, but not actual styrene kits, and there's an opportunity for somebody. I mean, they make all these different kinds of taxi cabs, and of course some are television tie-ins, but it's, I don't know, I don't get it. It seems like that would have been a no-brainer, but what do I know? I just build models and do documentaries on them. So with that in mind, I guess if I want to make a taxi cab, I'll just have to get a 56 Chevy and modify it. Although I didn't get much model building done today because we had things going on here in the real world. Like I say, I did finish off the Surfshark. Of course, it's an ugly car, so I just stressed the living crap out of it. Made it like something a teenager would have. You'll be seeing more of that at the Ugly Car and Aircraft group build. I also finished off Surfink, which, by the way, was a much harder kit to finish than I expected it to be. The fits were not very good. Getting in some of those nooks and crannies to paint him up, and it just turned out to be a little more trouble than I expected. Also, for some reason, the feet kept detaching. Apparently, and I used Gorilla Glue at one point. It still didn't get a good bond. I kept trying to file out the paint that had seeped in there and get a good glue. I finally got a solid glue bond, but it took about 4 tries. That I did not expect, but that's what I get for painting them before I glued them together. Even though I removed the paint off of the parts, the glue apparently softened enough of it that it would keep leaching in and breaking the bond. But it's done, and that's that. So that's where we're at for right now, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk at you later, and as always, model on.